Hello, my name's Atobibas, and Christmas may just be one of the times of the year. And to celebrate that, we have compiled a top 10 list of stories you need, no must read this Christmas. These aren't suggestions, no, they're requirements. I will find you if you don't read these, and I will. Our number 10 is the recent one. It's of course Christmas Truth, or Topolino ile Picciole Verità di Natale. I probably pronounced that wrong. Written by Marco Nucci and with art by Fabrizio Petrosi. This story is really amazing. It's a fun mystery. When you game in Mouse Town, makes everyone say one truth to a friend each day, and of course, chaos ensues. This story fantastically combines mystery with just a fun story. Marco Nucci, you've done it again. For our number 9 pick, we picked another recent story by Marco Nucci. This one being Newton and the Christmas Aspiration. None of us speak Italian, and Google Translate may have failed us there. This story is about Newton making a snow cleaner so powerful that it accidentally sucks up the entire neighborhood. And Santa Claus! Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Anyways, this story is really an amazing little story. It's funny, it's unique, and of course it's made by Marco Nucci. I would recommend it, obviously. Christmas on Bear Mountain, the classic. The story that birthed Uncle Scrooge, and this story is a classic for a reason. This story about Scrooge giving Donald and the nephews a hut in the mountain where there are bears is as goofy as ever, as funny as ever, and just a really great story. I don't think much needs to be said about this. Most people know it, and if you don't get it, read it. You won't regret it. Another classic, A Christmas for Shacktown, may just be one of the best car park stories ever. This is of course about Donald, Daisy and the nephews trying to get enough to make the people of the poor district Shacktown have the best Christmas imaginable. But getting money is hard, so Donald tries to go to Uncle Scrooge, but he does not want to give money. The only reason why it isn't number 1 is because of 2 things. The first thing is that it's not extremely funny. It has jokes, don't get me wrong, but there's not that many of them and extreme of them. And if there is one thing to say about at least me, is that I love funny and goofy Disney comics. The other reason is that it is not very Christmassy, except for the fact that they're giving out gifts. It may as well just take place any other time of the year. But despite those things, this story is still our number 7, because it is just amazing, and there really isn't much to say about it. It is just good. The Barks, although this one was written not by Barks, but by Bob Gregory, the story being of course the Christmas Cha-Cha-Cha. But the fact that it was not written by Bark doesn't make it bad though. This is, in my opinion, one of the most well-written Disney comics, and it's very funny, and it's Christmassy. So despite not being as highly praised as A Christmas for Shacktown, we decided to give it a higher ranking since it's simply a better Christmas story. The story is about Donald Duck preparing to win a Cha-Cha-Cha competition in Duckburg, while many other members of the city are preparing for the big party. It's many stories being told, but they are ever so wonderfully tied together. The 3 Good Little Ducks, number 5 pick, is another Bark story. He's really having a good time today. But to be fair, Bark is probably one of the best and most prolific Donald Duck comic writers. And we here at Ducks and Mike, we will admit we have a slight preference towards Duck comics, as you may be able to see from our profile picture. And good old Uncle Carl also wrote a lot of Christmas stories, so that probably helps. This story features the nephews trying to be nicer to Donald and hopefully get better gifts, but none of their sneaky plans work. This story is fun, short, and goofy. It even has one moment where one of the nephews enters a car, and it's weird, and I don't know why it's weird. Finally, a story that is not by Barks. This story is by Blasco Pisapia, a creator that may not be the most known, called, translated by me, No Christmas. As far as I'm aware, this is the only story I've read by him, but it's good. This story features Donald Duck trying to skip Christmas, but things do not go exactly as he'd like. This story is just really funny, really goofy, and I could not recommend it enough. Just read it. Number 3 is another box one, known as, of course, You Can't Guess. And once again, it is incredibly good. Anyways, this story is a personal favorite. It is one of the first cowbox stories I read, and probably still one of my favorites. It is funny, it's goofy, it has Donald Duck, and it's Christmassy. It's simply the best you can get from this man. Except, of course, the other stories coming on this list. Let's not forget about them. It's good, though. And the legend is back. Another one by Marco Nucci, and this story is amazing. It is called The Black and the White, once again, translated by me. It is the sequel to the story I Am the Phantom Blood, and in it the Phantom Blood has made a machine that makes it snow extremely in Mouse Town, and so much so that Mouse Town may die forever. In the story, Mickey Mouse does his best to stop this. The story is fantastic, the mystery is so full of twists and turns, and you are sitting on the edge of your seat completely throughout the entire 90 pages. The story masterfully picks up on the story before it that completely reinvented the Phantom Blood. This one reinforces that reinvention, if that makes sense. Read this story, just do it. Before we get to our number 1 pick, we want to make some honorable mentions. Firstly, The Secret of the Ice Sword, Massimo Devita's magnum opus, dare I say. The only reasons why this story didn't make the list was due to lack of space, and that it's just not very Christmassy. We'd also quickly like to, not very long, but we'd like to mention Around the Earth in 80 Seconds and Another Christmas on Bear Mountains. Both were cut because we didn't both own them. And finally, we'd like to mention Letter from Santa by Carl Barks, which we forgot about. It was supposed to be on the list, we just forgot it existed, mainly me. And it's not on the list, that's why I'm just mentioning it. It was supposed to be on the list, I forgot about it, I completely forgot about it. That's why. A little longer, we would also like to mention that we do not know everything, so if you disagree, don't hate at us. Instead, join us, because we need new people. So if you like Disney comics and want to work voluntarily on a YouTube channel about them, and mention me on Discord and Atobibas #7226 on Twitter, at Atobibas, or by mail atobibas@hotmail.com. Finally, our number 1 is one we both agreed should be on top. It's of course Turkey Trouble by Carl Barks. This comic, in which Donald Duck pretends to be a rich man to Uncle Scrooge in hopes of getting free food, is just fantastically hilarious. Everything about this shouts 10 out of 10, and it has that, at least in my head. If you need Christmas reading, get this comic now, it is the best one yet. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, because the next one will probably be even better. Anyways, I will see you next time. Bye.